Navigating the complexities of human interaction can be challenging, especially when faced with indifference or being ignored. It's easy to let emotions take control, leading to impulsive actions or a bruised ego. However, adopting a Stoic mindset can provide clarity, strength, and dignity in these situations. This guide explores practical strategies to maintain composure, prioritize self-respect, and subtly shift the dynamic in your favor. By embodying the principles of Stoicism, emotional resilience, self-mastery, and rationality, you'll learn how to respond thoughtfully, preserve your power, and command respect, even in the face of indifference. Why she might be ignoring you, and why it doesn't matter. You and why it doesn't matter. Let's get one thing very clear when a woman decides to ignore you. It often feels like a direct attack on your confidence on who you are. You start questioning every move, replaying every message, thinking, what did I do wrong? But here's the kicker. It's usually not about you at all. In the world of modern dating, there are layers of mind games, hidden agendas, and subtle power dynamics at play. People, especially in dating, are constantly looking for validation, for control over the other person's emotions. Maybe she's trying to see how much you care by ignoring you. Maybe she's testing how far she can push you to see how you'll react. Maybe she's genuinely busy, caught up with work friends or her own life, or perhaps she's just not as into you as you thought she was. But here's the game-changing truth. None of these reasons actually matter. What matters? What really matters is how you choose to respond to her silence. If you're sitting around waiting, checking your phone every 5 minutes, wondering why she hasn't replied, you're handing her all the power. You're giving her control over your emotions, over your day, over your sense of self-worth. And that's exactly what you don't want to do. This is where Stoicism becomes your secret weapon, because Stoic philosophy teaches us one critical lesson. We can't control what others do, but we can always, without exception, control how we react to it. When she ignores you, don't fall into the trap of overthinking. Don't spiral into self-doubt. Instead, recognize that her actions are beyond your control, and focus on the one thing you have full power over: your response. Control what you can control, what you can. So what do you do when a woman ignores you? First, understand this: in Stoicism, there's a clear distinction between things you can control and things you can't. You can't control if she responds, but you can control how you respond. When she ignores, you don't chase. Instead, do nothing. That's right, nothing. This isn't about ignoring her out of spite. This is about understanding that you are unshaken by her lack of response. By doing nothing, you take the power back. You demonstrate that her behavior doesn't affect your mood, your actions, or your confidence. When she goes silent, it feels like you've lost control, but this is where your Stoic power begins. You can control your emotional response, which is the only thing that matters. A lot of guys will feel desperate in this situation, and double text or, worse, send an angry message asking why she's not replying. This is the opposite of what Stoicism teaches us. Stoicism is about maintaining your composure and strength, no matter what happens. It's about holding on to your dignity, showing her that you don't need her validation. When you show her you're unaffected, she starts to wonder why. She'll start to see you as different from the rest. Let's say you've been texting her. Suddenly, she ghosts you. You're tempted to send another text to follow up, to ask what's going on. Don't let her see that you are unaffected. If she wants to ignore you, fine. You have your own life to live. When you don't respond to her, silence with more neediness, you show her that you're different. You show her that you're a man in control of his emotions. Think about a situation where you've been ghosted after an amazing conversation or date, and suddenly nothing. Most guys would panic, thinking, what did I do wrong? Or try to win her back by sending another message, trying to regain her attention. But what if instead you did nothing? What if instead of chasing after her, you focused on yourself? Went to the gym, worked on your goals, and ignored her silence. Not only would this drive her crazy with curiosity, but it also builds your self-confidence. By doing nothing. You actually regain all the power, and if she doesn't reach back out. So what you've already moved on and improved yourself in the process. Number 1, shift. Shift. The focus. Back to you. The focus back to you. Here's your first actionable step, and it's one of the most important things you can do. Instead of obsessing over her silence, redirect every ounce of that attention and energy back toward you. Her ignoring you is not a reason to spiral. It's a chance, a golden opportunity to make improvements in your own life, to level up in ways that matter. This is the time to invest in yourself, to strengthen your mind, body, and goals. So what does this actually look like? Hit the gym. Get serious about your fitness work on those personal or professional goals you've been putting off. Whether it's mastering a new skill or launching a project you're passionate about, dive into your hobbies, the things that light you up inside. Surround yourself with people who lift you up and value you for who you are. The more you invest in your growth, the more you'll start to see that her ignoring you is insignificant in the grand scheme of things. In fact, the more you make yourself your number 1 priority, the more attractive you naturally become, not just to her but to anyone. Remember, women don't gravitate toward men who chase after them with desperation. They're drawn to men who are locked in on their own mission, their own purpose, their own path. Think about a time in your life when you were completely engrossed in pursuing your goals. Maybe you were hitting the gym regularly, seeing real progress in your fitness journey, or maybe you were knee-deep in building a business, putting in the long hours, making sacrifices, and seeing your dreams start to come to life. Or perhaps you were learning a new skill, improving every day during these moments. Texting back and forth with someone waiting for replies wasn't even on your mind, because you were so focused on becoming the best version of yourself. That's the energy, that's the mindset you need to bring to every relationship and interaction action. When you prioritize yourself, your goals, and your happiness, people can sense it. And guess what? They'll naturally be drawn to you, including her. She'll wonder what's changed, why you're not reacting, why you're suddenly even more attractive. And all of this happens because you made you the focus. Number 2. Use reverse. Reverse psychology. Psychology. Reverse psychology. You may have heard about this in the dating world, and while it's often misused, it can be extremely powerful when applied correctly. When she ignores, you don't chase, ignore her back. But here's the twist. Ignore her in a way that shows you're unaffected, not bitter. It's not about playing games. It's about demonstrating strength. The moment you stop seeking her validation, the moment you show that her silence has no power over for you, she starts to wonder why. This is key. When you stop giving her the attention, she expects you shift the entire dynamic. It puts you back in the driver's seat, not by being manipulative, but by showing that you're not controlled by your emotions or her actions. Remember, it's not about who texts first. It's about who keeps control. Imagine this, you've texted her a few times and she hasn't responded. You're tempted to send another text, or even worse, ask her why she's ignoring you. Don't. Instead of double texting or getting emotional, do nothing, let it go. Live your life without giving her any more energy. Post pictures of you out with friends, hitting the gym, or working on your goals, but do not reach out to her soon. She'll start to wonder, why isn't he chasing me? Did I lose him? Is he talking to someone else? Has he moved on? And when she reaches out to you, and she will eventually respond calmly and with little emotional investment, don't bring up her silence. Don't ask why she ignored you. Just respond as if nothing happened. You've now shifted the power dynamic completely in your favor without even lifting a finger. You haven't reacted to her bait, and that makes you appear confident, strong, and most importantly, emotionally in control. That's the power of reverse psychology. Number 3, stay calm and unbothered. Unbothered. One of the biggest mistakes men make when a woman ignores them is losing their cool. They start feeling anxious, frustrated, or even angry. And let me tell you, this is exactly what you want to avoid. When you lose your composure, you hand over all the power to her. She can sense your emotional instability, and it gives her control. The Stoic response to this situation is crystal clear. Stay calm, stay composed, and don't let anything shake you. No matter what she's doing, your mindset needs to be that of a person who is grounded, centered, and emotionally untouchable. This isn't about pretending you don't care. It's about genuinely not letting her actions dictate your emotional state. When you can master this level of emotional control, you'll notice that not only do you feel better, but you'll also become far more attractive. People, especially women, are naturally drawn to those who exude calm confidence, who aren't easily rattled by the minor disruptions that life throws at them in the long run. Calmness shows power, and power is irresistible next time. She ignores you resist the urge to react emotionally or impulsively. Instead, take a deep breath, step back, and remind yourself of this. Her actions do not define your value or worth. As a person, you are the one who decides how you feel, not her. Instead of stressing or replaying every conversation in your head, choose an activity that strengthens your sense of calm. Go for a long run to release any pent-up frustration. Blast some music that makes you feel unstoppable. Dive into a project that's been demanding your attention and lose yourself in productive work. What's happening here is that you're taking control of the situation by shifting focus away from her and back onto yourself. And in doing so, you maintain your emotional power. You show her that you're not at the mercy of her responses, and more importantly, you reinforce to yourself that you're in control of your own emotional experience. That kind of control is magnetic, and when she sees that you haven't been affected by her ignoring you, she'll start to question why she doesn't have the effect she expected on you. That's when the power shifts. Number 4, detaching from the outcome. Regaining your power. Outcome. Here's the ultimate Stoic move. Detach from the outcome. Whether she responds or not, whether she likes you or not, your peace remains intact. This is true power. When you stop caring about the outcome, you free yourself from the emotional roller coaster of dating. Detachment doesn't mean you don't care about her. It means you care more about your own well-being than whether or not she gives you attention. This mindset shift is crucial if you want to take back control in any relationship. When you detach, you stop placing your happiness and self-worth in someone else's hands. You reclaim ownership of your emotions and your life. The truth is, when you detach, you no longer worry about what she's thinking, what she's doing, or why she's not responding. You become calm, collected, and in control of yourself. Women, or anyone for that matter, are drawn to people who aren't desperately seeking validation. Detaching from the outcome shows that you respect yourself enough to walk away from any situation that doesn't serve you. You stop feeling needy or anxious, and in doing so, you become someone she respects and is more likely to chase. Think about a situation where you were overly attached to the outcome, whether it was a job interview, a date, or a text. The more you worried about how things would turn out, the more anxious you became. Your mind would race replaying scenarios and imagining the worst possible outcome. Now imagine letting go of all that noise. Picture yourself being okay with any outcome, knowing that no matter what happens, you'll be fine. This is the essence of Stoic detachment. It's about embracing the mindset that whatever happens is meant to happen, and your peace is not dependent on the actions or opinions of others. When you can truly detach from whether she responds or not, you become free. You no longer feel the need to chase, to seek, or to validate yourself through her actions. And when you're free, you become incredibly attractive. Freedom from outcome shows confidence. And confidence is what draws people in. It's about showing the world and yourself that your happiness doesn't rely on external validation, but on internal stability and control. Here's the bottom line when a woman ignores you. Conclusion: when faced with being ignored, it's essential to respond with composure and self-respect, rather than attempting to harm another person's ego. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what is within our control, our emotions, actions, and mindset. Instead of seeking validation or engaging in reactive behaviors, redirect your energy toward self-improvement and maintaining inner peace. By adopting this approach, you not only preserve your dignity, but also cultivate resilience and confidence. The ultimate goal isn't to destroy anyone's ego, but to rise above external challenges with grace, proving that your self-worth is independent of how others treat you.